Let's talk a little more about Mohammed bin Salman with Nader Hashemi, who's the director of the Center for Middle East Studies at the University of Denver. He's in Beirut for us today. Thank you for your time, Nader. Father of the Bullet, it's a pretty serious sort of name to have, and it sort of makes me think about this dual personality which we seem to see with Mohammed bin Salman. We see the statesman, the man who goes to conferences and high-fives Vladimir Putin, and then we hear these stories as well.
Well, I think a psychiatrist would have a field day interviewing the Saudi crown prince. He clearly has a fondness for bullets. He clearly has, I think, a psychopathic personality. And these are very bad days for the Saudi crown prince. Within 24 hours, there has been two damning developments. The UN special investigator sort of is pointing the finger to the Saudi crown prince. But of course, the New York Times report that you mentioned suggests that according to American intercepts, a year before Jamal Khashoggi was murdered, he was talking about putting a bullet in his head. And so these are difficult days for the Saudi crown prince.
What do you know about how he is really viewed back home in Saudi Arabia, given he was given this sort of persona of being the great reformer, Vision 2030 and the like? Is there knowledge really of how he's viewed and how Saudi people feel? I know it's a very broad question, but...
Well, see, the official narrative is that when he came onto the scene, that he was widely admired, particularly by young Saudis, because he was offering change, and there was a narrative that he had a popular base of support. But I think it's important to understand that in an absolute monarchy, in a regime that is clearly totalitarian, it's impossible to know how much support a leader has. These recent developments that have completely tarnished Saudi Arabia's reputation, completely reveals the policies that the Crown Prince has been pursuing, has to have undermined whatever support he previously might have had. Saudi Arabia is under a global scrutiny. Billions of dollars have been invested in trying to elevate the image of the Saudi Crown Prince. All of that has been flushed down the toilet because of these revelations related to Jamal Khashoggi. So I suspect if there was a free and fair vote in Saudi Arabia today, he would have a very difficult time winning majority support.
What's more concerned? It's just we're looking at some pictures of him sitting in the Oval Office with Donald Trump, and I wonder what you think is more important for Mohammed bin Salman, the acceptance of people at home, where, as you say, it's an absolute monarchy and he can essentially do what he wants, or is it the acceptance of Donald Trump and other world leaders, which is more important or of more value to him?
Oh, it's clearly the latter. And it's not really world leaders, it's more Donald Trump. I think one reason that explains the ongoing recklessness, of which the murder of Jamal Khashoggi was just the last in a series of disastrous policies, was this firm belief that the Saudi Crown Prince had Donald Trump in his corner. In fact, there was a report where he bragged about having Jared Kushner, the close advisor, son-in-law to the president, in his back pocket. So I think that's what has emboldened the Saudi Crown Prince to pursue these, reckless policies, of which the murder of Jamal Khashoggi was clearly the most brutal.
Nader Hashemi, really interesting talking to you. Thanks for taking the time for us.
Thank you.
Finally, just while